Hello lovelies, very different video today because I have acquired a new camera and I'm very excited to shoot a video using this camera today and just see how it goes. Who knows, I might go back to the oldie but the goodie. Yeah, it's just exciting to try new things, and it is always a really great blessing to have something new to try and make things a little bit better and more enjoyable for you guys. So straight away, with a little bit of experimenting, I do definitely know that this is a little bit better quality, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing a little bit better than you have been in the past. But yeah, we'll see how we go. So for the first video, we're going to be doing a very simple eye look and simple makeup look. I want to really focus on something that I would wear to work or if I was in a hurry. So the idea is that the whole thing shouldn't take longer than about 10 minutes without any sort of fast forwarding or any kind of delays or stops. The only thing I've already got down is my moisturizer and a very light setting of my skin color or my matching color powder foundation, pressed powder foundation. We want to keep it light, keep it very simple, and keep it very quick. Alright, so straight away what I like to start off with is some contouring, and if I'm in a hurry I won't use a contour color necessarily. I might just go straight into my bronzer. It does have a slight shimmer to it. You've got to be a bit careful about building it up because it can get a bit goldy and orange, but I always start with this shadow line here. So just buffing it in and then buffing it up. Okay, then there you go, you get straight away a beautiful color and a beautiful cheek warmth and a bit of warmth to your complexion and all that sort of thing, and you don't even have to add any blush if you don't want. I happen to be a bit yellow toned anyway, so my blushes tend to be a bit browny anyway, so this works for me. But for those of you who it doesn't work for and who do like to use a bit of a blush, you can use a similar brush to this, or I like to use a slightly different normally, but again, in the interest of being quick and efficient, same brush, dip into a blush color. Again, like I said, mine's a bit of an orangey brown, and go a little bit higher and overlap. I love this blush because it's a shimmery tone, so you can sort of also use it as a highlighter, not just as a blush, and get this beautiful gradient between the darker brown and the lighter brown on top, or goldy kind of color on top. If you really were into contouring, just take a non-shimmery bronzer or a darker toned foundation and a little brush like this. So this is an eyeshadow brush, a blending brush, but it's really good for doing a little bit of contouring with if you had to. I really like it for contouring the nose. So the way I do that is start in the crevice there and just very lightly drag down. Okay, and then set another dip and just the tip of the nose and under. I want to shorten my nose, that's why I do that, and I also want to keep it not as wide. So everywhere that you want shadow to fall or things to be raised or shrunk, that's where you go dark. And because it is a fairly neutral color, it's not too dark, you don't have to worry about blending it in too much. There you go, nice and quick. So naturally the eyes are next. I didn't mention before, but you can actually put a little bit of bronzer just on the underneath the jaw, the jowls, and I love to do the end of the chin as well, but it just again depends on how much makeup you want to be wearing. You don't have to do that, but anyway where you want to frame your face. With tickles especially, I do like to do just very lightly, just dabbing, not even blending so much as dabbing across the hairline, and it really gives you a beautiful frame to the face shape. For the eyes, again, to keep things really quick, a nice flat brush is really easy to control, and to make things quicker I like to use a palette that's sort of like this, where you've kind of got a bit of selection of colors straight in front of you and they kind of guide you on your look, so you don't have to be stuck thinking about what you're going to do too much. I'm going to start with a beautiful shimmery peach and just apply it very sparingly all over the eyelid. Okay, because I had a primer down as well, I always spray my face with primer, even if I haven't necessarily patted down my eyelids with primer, and that actually makes it a little bit easier to apply a generous amount of a look like you had a generous amount of eyeshadow on, but it's actually very sparing, as you saw. Okay, but we can't just go with just eyelid color, right? We've got to get our crease brush and we've got to get into a deeper shade. Now in a palette like this, unfortunately there's nothing too dark. I could potentially use maybe like a flatter brown like that or something like that, but uninspired by this. So I always have my another palette handy. This one's got all the sort of Nutromedics shades in a sort of demonstration palette, so I'm a bit lucky like that. But any kind of neutral palette, you've got to have one on hand just to do your creasing and shadows. I'm actually going to go for a chocolate brown. Okay, and again, very lightly, straight over the edges of the peach, and just in a window wiper kind of action, and maybe small circles where you want to disperse it a little bit better. And then just dragging it out with little circles to get your shape. There you go. So you've got one eye that's nice and deep and catty, and the other one that's a little bit flat. So we're just going to finish that one off. Okay, just make sure the eyes are both even. And there we are, two nice deep catty looking eyes already. If you have a little bit of spare time and that didn't take you too long, I'm going to use one that's a little bit sort of flatter to do this bit. I'm going to just go for a nice shimmery neutral colour. You can barely see the colour there. It's kind of almost like a blush peachy kind of colour, just a deeper peach than the nice bright one I have on my lids. I'm just going to use it to diffuse the very top of the chocolate. Very light window wipe actions. It just means that there's not going to be any harsh lines, and it's all going to look seamless. Dragging that under a little. Okay, just a little more, building up the colour a little because it is very neutral. Okay. We do need an inner corner colour, and I just realised that because I've tried to limit the amount of brushes I brought in here to use to make this a fast look, we're actually going to have to use this crease brush for the inner corner colour. So I'm just using my finger here, doing one of these. Just be careful not to get on your clothes, and just dusting off the chocolate. And I'm going for this beautiful shimmery white. Dab, 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 dab. And there you are. Inner corner brightness. Okay, you can use that same brush, same colour, and very lightly build up underneath the very arch and then drag out. And the same. And of course my eyebrows are already done. I normally do them ahead of time. They're normally tinted or filled in with some sort of long acting powder, so that's where I get to cheat a little bit because it will take a little bit longer when there's eyebrows involved. Okay, now going pretty well, so I'm going to do a liquid line because it's just a beautiful way to look like you spent a lot of time with that actually. And I'm just going to do a very simple thin, well hopefully thin line. And what I like to do when the situation is lovely and set up like this and I don't have to hold a mirror in front, so looking down and then just very light tug and just very, very small lines. So to get my shape, it was really easy because I already created it with the chocolate. And to guide me where I want to get my thickness, I basically use my iris as my guide. And everybody's, what we call the white to white, everybody's iris width is a little bit different. So there's no real rule of where your middle third is. It'll just depend on the shape of your eyes, the cut of your eyes, the size of your iris. So I just use that. Looking straight ahead, you can see that that's where I've put my line. And then I'm just going to very gently, just very lightly continue into the crease. What did I say? Into the corner. All right. And then I'll fill in the outer corner too. And I haven't dipped back in once yet. I don't want too much product or smudging. I'm going to fill it in between the lashes and the line I created, and really creating a sharp line at the end. Voila. Hey, doing the left, and same thing, looking down a little bit, tugging the tiniest amount, just because I'm in my 30s and the lids are just doing what they're going to do. And And I kind of let the eyes guide me. My left eye lets me start with the inner corner. It's just a bit more exposed than my right eye, so I don't need to worry about the shape as much. And just little lines, same as the other side. I did have to dip back in just then, and I don't know why I stopped recording, but dip back in and just filling in that corner and creating a nice sharp line. Oops, a little gap here, laying that in. Okay, so there we go. Even eyeliner. I'm now going to use a second eyeliner, beautiful purple, to do my lower lashes with, lash line with. Just very, very lightly, so I don't want much product, and I'm just going to go right under where the black one stopped and drag it a little bit in, stopping where my iris starts, just like that. And there we are. Beautiful touch of colour, not too much, but just a little bit of a hint of something just to add a point of interest. For the lips, I'm just going to do lip gloss just to keep it really, really simple. But I will definitely have some mascara. Can't leave the house without mascara, guys. Just not having it. I'm going to be using the Nourishing Lash, mostly because I love it. It comes off so easily, but it doesn't smudge. So I'm really enjoying that. I love my lash impact, but just trying something different, you know, changing it up. Now with the mascara, it's all about sort of doing these little actions and just brushing out the lashes. You can get a lot of volume and a lot of length on your lashes, even if you're wearing falsies, by just doing these little actions, because mascara will stick to itself. And this particular mascara is very natural. It's not that buildable, and yet look. No mascara. Mascara. A beautiful curved wand as well, which helps everything without, you know, getting any corners dirty or anything like that. I find with straight wands, you're asking for trouble a lot of the time. I have a bit of a rule about where I put my mascara. I like to stick to the tips of my lashes. I don't like to build up the follicles too much. Don't really want to risk any infection or anything like that ever. Any styes or blocked glands and that sort of thing. Okay, there we have it. Just going to do some lower lashes and that'll be it. Lower lashes. I often forget these, you know. Like, probably not on the videos because I'm staring into a camera, but definitely my everyday stuff. Sometimes look in the mirror and go, whoa, what happened to the other half? Okay, guys. I hope you enjoy this very quick get ready with me kind of style tutorial. I thought it would be much more useful to see what a quick look would be like, to see what it's like to get ready every day, not just the glam, you know, burgundies and pinks and exciting greens and things like that, which is fantastic and I love doing it and I'll keep doing it, but just, you know, stop for a minute and kind of just do the daily thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did. I'm going to go and pop on some lip gloss and take some photos because that's what I do. And I'll be back with you guys for another video next time. Thanks so much for coming along on the journey with me. Please do hit like. Please do leave me a comment. I love the comments. They really do make me happy. I've got a lot of looks going up on Instagram and I'm going to try and keep it up and keep the flow going even through the holiday season. I hope you guys are really great wherever you are and have a wonderful day. Thank you.